What's up, my fellow YouTubers? So I figured I'd talk about what to expect at a 341 meeting, the final meeting of the creditors with bankruptcy. I went through it last year, and by the end of it, I was really relieved because, really, it's like that old saying, if you tell the truth, you never have to remember anything, and that's just what it is. What my lawyer told me to do, and I'm sure your lawyer will if you're ever going through this, is call in about a half hour early before your meeting, and there's going to be other meetings that you can listen in on, but mute your mic so they don't hear you, but you can hear them. And the reason for this is that you want to get a feel for how the meeting's going to go. So everybody is different. Every situation is different. Mine was bigger, and I'll get into that in another blog. But your average bankruptcy is people that maybe they spend too much on groceries, maybe they fell behind on the car payments, maybe you know they fell behind on rent, or they had to they lost their job and they were using the credit cards to pay for other stuff. Okay. So what you do is you just listen. You mute your mic and you listen to the trustee, asking them, why are you here? Do you own this car? How many cars do you own? Do you whatever their situation is, and you listen to the way that they answer it. And some of them are normal. They're done. You know they're done quite quickly, and it should take you, if you're honest, it should take you probably 5 minutes or less. But some of them are like, I found, like, I was like, whoa, they're trying to hide something. I think this one lady owned her own gym, and she had a lot of physical stuff. And he was asking her a question, and she goes, "What was that question again?" I said, "Oh, wow." So he ended up saying, "Okay, we're going to have this meeting again another time." My situation was kind of actually scary because my droid, every time I put the mic on, he would say, "Whoever's breathing into that mic, turn it off." And I didn't catch on that it was me. I didn't think it was me. But every time I turned it off, he'd stop complaining. And he finally got to me. And now it wasn't my fault. My droid, for whatever reason, when I turn on the mic, maybe because it was a three-way, you couldn't hear me. It was scary because this wasn't just a regular meeting where you could call somebody back like nothing. I ended up having to rush downstairs, and luckily my mother was home. She almost wasn't. I had to grab her iPhone and call the number in, and the trustee was not happy. He was really mad. He was screaming my name, and I couldn't. It wasn't my fault. When I called in, I explained to him. I said, "Listen, hey, my droid wasn't working right, and I'm sure a lot of people have had this because I can't be the only one. It was buzzing out. You can hear me." But the iPhone worked. My mother's iPhone worked. When I called in, he goes, "Oh, I can hear you now." And the actual meeting itself was over quick. Why are you here? What happened to you? Which I'll get into another blog. But once it's over with, that's the final step. Like, think of that as a video game. Like, once he's content with the answers you give him, and it's straightforward truth. Okay, and the more broke you are, the better. That's the other thing. I think I had less than $1,000 in the bank, paycheck to paycheck. Don't hide nothing. Don't hide any extra money. Just be broke. Really, just live paycheck to paycheck, and you'll be fine. Really, there's nothing that they can take from you. And make sure it's an asset-free case if you're going through, like. And I'll probably get into that in another one, but I was doing a Chapter 7, but it was asset-free. And I had the Homestead Act, my name on the house, which protects you from other things. Now, I'm not a lawyer, so don't go by me for the legal advice, but your lawyer should prepare you for the final thing. So one of the ways he prepared me for was having my name, the Homestead Act, and my name on the house. A lot of stuff, a lot of things where the trustee, especially if you're doing a Chapter 7, you'll still be able to keep your house, and all your debt will be paid, and just be honest with him in your situation. If you're like, you know, okay, one bank account, living paycheck to paycheck, you're basically like living your normal life. Boom, you're all set. Everything's all, forgiven or whatever, and then you could start building up your credit. And like for me, that was my situation. Just the phone thing was like the only thing that was really the scary part, but it wasn't really my fault anyways. But after that, after you answer all of his questions, you can start building up your credit again. And then after a while, you will get offers from other creditors. Like, you know what I mean? Like, instead of like these warnings about, hey, you got to pay me, or this, or lawsuits, whatever your situation is, instead of that, after that meeting, you'll get more offers from other creditors. Now, be careful though. Don't abuse it. And in my opinion, if you can, get a Capital One. They're the best. All right. And I will have more videos in the future. Peace out, my fellow YouTubers.